Hey everyone, it's Maureen and welcome back to the channel. Today I will be comparing the iPhone 16 Pro Max to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. As you all know, the iPhone 16 Pro Max was released in September of this year. I understand that these two iPhones are the best iPhones available, but I'm interested in comparing them myself to gain more understanding of these two iPhone models. So if you are interested on the comparison, just keep on watching. Let's talk about the colors available for these two iPhones. The iPhone 15 Pro Max has natural titanium, white titanium, black titanium, and the blue titanium. The 16 Pro Max, the blue titanium disappeared, but they replaced the blue titanium iPhone with the desert titanium. Price difference. So last year's iPhone, specifically for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 256 gigabyte storage, which is the lowest, is $1,099. This year, for the iPhone 16 Pro Max, they raised the price for $100 more. I don't think it's a lot, but for some people, it might be a lot. Size and weight. Okay, I have to look at my cheat sheet here. So for size and weight, the iPhone 15 Pro Max size is 6.7 and the iPhone 16 Pro Max is 6.9. 0.2 inch difference, or 0.2 inches, or I'd say 5.08 millimeter. And this extra size contributes to its significantly heavier weight compared to the iPhone 16 Pro Max. Do you see a difference? Looking at the camera right now, I don't see much of a difference between them. So it's kind of crazy, isn't it? I feel like the titanium, or the natural titanium, is way larger than the desert titanium here. So for display, both have Retina XDR display. They both have ProMotion technology, always on display. We'll talk about more on always on display at the end of this video. Both have titanium with textured matte glass back and action button. Apple Intelligence. You're not missing out on anything because Apple Intelligence can be used with the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Obviously, the 16 Pro Max is newer, so it has the latest chip, which is A18 chip, and the 15 Pro Max is the A17 chip. But both have 6-core GPU and CPU. Same with a 16-core natural engine. I think the brain of the iPhone. Here is what everyone is talking about on the iPhone 16 Pro Max, the camera control. It is the easier way to capture, to get faster access to your photos and video tools. Both have Pro camera system. 15 Pro Max has the 48 megapixel main camera, but the 16 Pro Max has the 48 megapixel fusion. What? I'll put it right here in the screen so that you guys can see the difference. So the 15 Pro Max, they said it is 48 megapixel main. But then with the 16 Pro Max, it's 48 megapixel fusion. If you guys are more knowledgeable about this, you can comment and correct me, but I believe fusion is only a specific marketing name that Apple made for the new iPhone that utilizes advanced image processing to combine data from multiple sensors, resulting in improved image quality, particularly in low light situations. Essentially, it's the same physical camera, but with enhanced software capabilities labeled as Fusion to highlight its combined data processing feature. It just has its fancier name compared to the one from last year. Hopefully you guys get it. I get it now. I like to learn some stuff about Apple since I'm using Apple anyways. Not talking about the main camera now, they're talking about the inside of the main camera. I just want to understand that part. 15 Pro Max has a 12 megapixel ultra wide, but the 16 Pro Max now has a 48 megapixel ultra wide, which is way better for low lighting situations. The 15 Pro Max has a photographic style, which I never tried using last year, but the 16 Pro Max has the latest generation photographic styles, namely Cool Rose, Neutral, Rose Gold, Gold, Amber, Standard, Vibrant, Natural, Luminous, Dramatic, Quiet, Cozy, Ethereal, Muted, Black and White, and Stark Black and White. These styles you can choose before taking a picture. A good thing about this photographic styles is you can also do it after taking a picture. Since the main or Fusion camera now has a 48 megapixel sensor, then you can capture high quality macro photographs. Both iPhone has 4K Dolby Vision recording at 24, 25, 30, and 60 FPS. For the iPhone 16 Pro Max, it is upgraded to 100 FPS Fusion or 120 FPS Fusion. Same thing with our 1080p Dolby Vision video recording on both iPhones, but again with 120 FPS Fusion in the 16 Pro Max. Since we have a 120 FPS on the 16 Pro Max, then it can take ProRes video recording up to 4K at 120 FPS, which the 15 Pro Max stays in ProRes up to 4K at 60 FPS. Although the slow motion video support on the 15 Pro Max is incredible, the 16 Pro Max version takes it to the next level. By offering 4K resolution and up to 120 FPS Fusion slow motion. Oh my god. I actually appreciate it because I love taking videos. You guys know that. The 15 Pro Max does not have these studio quality 4 mic arrays, including the wind noise reduction and audio mix. One of my videos is so quiet and I was looking for the audio mix and I could not find it. Audio mix only appears with voices around the video. Wind noise reduction is only effective when you enable it on the settings. You can enable the wind noise reduction by going to the settings and then go to camera and then record sound, spatial audio, and it's right here in the bottom. Quicktake is a feature on iPhones that allows users to record videos in photo mode without switching to a different mode. To start video, touch and hold the shutter button, and then to stop video, release the shutter button, and you're done. I just want to show you guys that. Users can also map the Quicktake functions to the iPhone's volume button. To do this, go to the settings, then camera, and toggle use volume up. Yes. Okay, let's try it. So you can see it's taking a lot of pictures. Okay, power and battery, we're almost done here. Video playback on the 15 Pro Max is 29 hours. Now the 16 Pro Max has 33 hours. So we have 4 hours more added on the new iPhone. Same thing with playback stream, 25 hours for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, 29 hours for the 16 Pro Max. And while on the audio, which is playing your music, it's 95 hours for the iPhone 15 Pro Max, and now it's 105 for the 16 Pro Max. So not much has changed in the sensor, but both has a dual eSIM and both not capable for SIM cards, especially if bought in the US. I know there are iPhone 16 Pro Max outside the US, they still have the SIM tray. To conclude this video, I would say that both iPhones have great specifications. We all know that. There is not much difference in color between the two iPhones. However, there is a significant difference in size and weight. My friend Yardley, she asked me what size of iPhone I am getting, and I said iPhone 16 Pro Max, and she's like, oh, how are you gonna put it on your pocket? It's too big. I really like a large display. Over 2 months of using it, I feel like the 16 Pro Max added with a case, it is much heavier compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max. Whenever I'm texting, it's definitely heavier when I'm using just one finger. I think it's like your personal preference. If you like a bigger display, get the iPhone 16 Pro Max. If you like a smaller display and you have a good eyesight, then get smaller iPhones. The iPhone 16 Pro Max has more powerful chip, which is one chip larger than the one from last year. Camera control is a significant difference from 15 Pro Max, okay? I kept forgetting about the camera control. Using it for 2 months, I still am trying to remember that there is a camera control. I still struggle with the video tools. I'm talking about the zoom, which you can find in pressing the camera control. I think it'll take me 5 years before I can learn it. However, it's definitely a huge difference if you enjoy taking photos or video. The camera control has a lot of power, so let's use it. And especially with the 48 megapixel Fusion, fancy name, has a ultra wide lens with larger pixels compared to the iPhone 15 Pro Max, enabling us to capture exceptional videos even in dim lighting conditions. Dim. I absolutely love the 120 FPS, which is fantastic for creating slow motion videos. I'd like to point out that the camera button was likely designed for the majority of the right-handed individuals out there. Unfortunately, I belong to the 10% left-handed population. While I don't mind using my thumb to press the camera control, I must be extra cautious while doing so. It's easier when I'm like using the camera from the back. Using my right hand is awkward because it is my non-dominant hand or fingers. Holding it like this, it's kind of heavy. Look at that, it's tilted. When I used my iPhone 16 Pro Max, I remembered that there is a always on display, and I didn't turn it off for 2 weeks. It was really annoying because every time I get a message or a notification, it lights up and the room gets really bright, and that's actually in the middle of the night, and I don't want that. So I had to turn it off. Turning it off has actually conserved my battery life, which resulted in a significant boost in my phone's power and extended its battery life. It now lasts the entire day with around 60% battery before bedtime. That's amazing. I didn't notice any difference with charging. After using the iPhone 16 Pro Max for 2 months, I must admit that it is definitely a larger phone that I'm used to holding in my hands. However, I find the larger screen is more comfortable for my eyes, especially if I'm watching videos on Facebook and Instagram or YouTube. Taking pictures is also a breeze. Again, I have to remember that there is a camera button. It actually fits my scrubs, though in the first 2 weeks it's kind of heavier, but I got used to it. Despite my friends' reaction of me getting the 15 Pro Max, didn't hesitate to get the iPhone 16 Pro Max because I absolutely love the larger display. That is it for this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a wonderful day and night, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!